Well, hi, Chris. Much appreciated for you joining us today and taking part of our series of interviews for the Nordic Funds and Mines Conference of 2024. Let's begin with an introduction of yourself, your role, and about your company.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. Certainly a good conference. We met a lot of great people, and interest seems to be definitely fairly high, especially for companies with European projects. So Valkea Resources is a new company. Started trading a couple of months ago. We're on the TSX Venture under the symbol OZ. We're also on the OTC under OZBKF, and the Frankfurt Exchange there under 4AF. So new company. We've got some exciting gold exploration assets in Finland, right in the heart of the central Lapland area. And when I say in the heart, we're right beside Europe's largest producing gold mine, which is the Kila mine, owned by Agnico Eagle. And not too far from Rupert Resources, which has been a real tremendous success story over the last 4 or 5 years or so. So we acquired these projects over the summer and did a financing, and I hit the ground running a couple of months ago. So we started drilling in the last couple of weeks. I think we finished our second drill hole now, and are well underway. And it's got a bit of meat on the bones in the projects or the company itself. Our main asset is Pana, which has an existing discovery on it. Some very good grades that came out of a drilling program in 2019 and 2020. 7 meters at almost 12 grams, 20 meters at 4 grams. That's our focus. That's where we're drilling right now. But we also have a couple of joint ventures as well. Rupert Resources is earning in and can earn up to 70% on a couple of our projects. They recently announced that they're moving to what is considered stage 2, meaning they spent a few $1 million and will spend another couple over the next few years on those projects as well. So that's quite exciting. And then actually earlier today, we announced that we have optioned out our old legacy assets. We had some assets in Australia and have optioned them out to a company called S2 Resources, who are going to be earning into those projects up to 80% as well. So lots involved with the company right now, but really we're quite excited about the drill program and what that might yield here over the next month or two.
What specific factors make Finland an attractive location for Valkea Resources, especially in light of your recent acquisition of the projects in the region?
Yeah, good question. So we were looking for projects around the world for almost a couple of years and evaluated a number of them. Finland has a lot of good things going for it. First of all, it's seeing a lot of attention right now, and one of the main features that we liked is it's an area that, especially the central Lapland where we're at, that has been attracting investment in what's been a tough gold climate over the last couple of years. So, it's seeing investment come in. There's a concentration of majors in the area. Our projects touch on B2Gold's properties, Agnico Eagle's properties, Kinross Gold's properties, and of course Rupert's there as well. So a lot of strong players in our immediate vicinity, and they are seeing discoveries as well. The area is a greenstone belt, which is known to be very fertile and house large and multiple million-ounce deposits. But this area is relatively underexplored. It's only really been explored in earnest for the last, say, 25 years. And you compare that to, say, the Abitibi in northern Canada, and it's been explored 125 years, and with a lot of success. So it's a new emerging and becoming globally significant gold district, and we're happy to have a really good land position in those areas.
Great. Can you provide an update on the progress of your maiden drilling campaign at the Arni Valkea West site? What initial findings have emerged from these drilling activities?
Yeah, so I mean, very excited about drilling right now. Unfortunately, I can't give you too much an update on what we're seeing, but I can say we're doing a fairly modest initial program, couple thousand meters, and we're following up on some really good high grade hits that they had, 4 or 5 years ago. And this initial campaign is quite focused. One, we're like I said, following up those high grade hits. We're also drilling into, or plan to drill into some newer zones that we have identified. And we hope to have all this finished by Christmas, and then assays come out or results come out in January. So, kind of three goals of the program. One, reestablish the project. It hasn't seen a lot of activity or any activity in a number of years. So we want to kind of reestablish the project, get hoping for some similar grades to what they had before or better. Two, we're also going through a core relog at the same time. So trying to get a better understanding of the structure, of the mineralization there, and then also kind of figure out, what we have, how much more drilling is it going to need to get to some kind of resource. And we should get that over the next couple of months. And like I said, we're in full swing right now. I think we just finished our second hole yesterday. I'm getting daily kind of core shots, photos, and they're looking pretty good so far. Really happy to inform the market once we get those results back.
Wonderful. Given your proximity to the Kittilä mine, and I believe that's your just largest gold producer, can you detail your exact location within central Lapland and highlight the other key operators in the area?
Yeah, I mean, I touched on that before, but we are, about 15 kilometers from the Kittilä mine, which is owned by Agnico Eagle. It's a very high grade mine, started open pit and then went underground. Our properties or our tenements are contiguous and touch Agnico's on one side. On the other side, at least with Pana, which is our flagship property, we've got Kinross Gold that's operating as well. And then, we've got a number of other projects that we own 100% as well. And they're next to B2 Gold, which has a joint venture with Ryan Resources. And then we've got projects that are next to Rupert Resources, and including our joint venture or earn-in agreement with them. It's quite interesting that this region. I don't think I've ever seen a region that has such a concentration of majors operating and so few juniors. Really, there's about three junior mining company that are operating, and then you've got three or four majors in the area. So if you're looking out as to how do you possibly fund these, or what's the exit strategy down the line, there's lots of potential parties that may be interested should you discover something significant.
Absolutely. And you just referenced them in your previous answer, but with Rupert Resources advancing to stage 2 of your joint venture, what are your plans or their plans for 2025, and how do you envision this partnership evolving?
Yeah, I mean, they're earning into two of our projects. They've made an initial spend and then have agreed to go to stage 2, where they can earn up to 70%. They're sole funding that up until 70%. This whole area is covered by till, and it's about 10 to 15 meters, sometimes a little less in the area. So there's an extra step to the exploration process there, where you do base of till shallow drilling, and they for the most part have been doing a lot of that base of till drilling and have identified some good targets. They haven't told us exactly what their plans are, but they need to spend over the next few years, a couple $1 million, and I would imagine there'll be some diamond drilling on that. Yeah, so it's fairly exciting. They've moved past those initial stages, and now it's we'll see if we actually are tied into a system there.
Sounds great. And how does Valkea plan to utilize the results of your core relogging program to inform future exploration across the Pana project?
Yeah, so one of the challenges is, so the group that owned it before us, they were operating and had their drill program during when COVID hit. It was an Australian-based company, and it was very challenging for them. They had multiple geos coming in on shifts because you had to have gaps in between and distance and all that kind of stuff. So they had different eyeballs on the core. So we really want to get one set of eyeballs on it, and relog some selective holes. We're doing the drilling now, and we'll include that into the modeling. The area itself, we're seeing long sections of lower grade, similar to what they see in Kittilä, but also these real high grade zones. And one of the signatures of Kittilä is they've got that lower grade with high grade, but what makes it work are these plunges or columns of higher grade. And we need to get a better handle of how those are orientated. And we should get a much better view of that once we go through the relog and this latest round of drilling.
Thank you for the time for answering a few of my questions. Much appreciated.
Hey, thanks so much. Take care.